Well, hello students. I trust you're all doing well this Veterans Day, and I'm sure you all got my email. The assignment will be due on Monday, the 18th of November. Alright, so look, we're in Reason right now, and we've got the block and the song function. So what you can do, you see up here above the transports, you can create blocks with your pencil tool. And if you go under this block, you'll see this little triangle. You can switch it to a different block, and look, it has a different color. You can do this up to 32 times. So, as I stated in last class, we're going to be going over basic song structure today. I sent you a couple of videos on how to execute basic song structure. There is no right or wrong. I just need you to know the methodology and the terminology in order to create a proper pop song. So we're just going to start off right now. Block 1, of course, is the introduction and or intro. I'm going to call this the intro. I'm sure we could call it the introduction, but this block is so small, I don't think we're going to need that. Block 2, if we're going by standard pop music, this will obviously be the verse. So, add label to clip, verse. And then, of course, the third block will be the hook or the chorus. And if we're going by standard pop music formula, obviously, it'll have to be verse, chorus, verse, chorus. So, without even making any music, we already have the basic formula. I don't like this color. Let me switch this color. So how about we make this yellow? Okay, and then the hook. I don't know. Maybe make it green. Turquoise. Sure, why not? Okay, and now I'm going to use P for my pencil. Huh. W. Strange. Okay. W for my pencil. Most DAWs let you use P for your pencil. So we're going to select our pattern loop. I'm going to have it... Never mind. Let me just Control Z. That was something. I thought I was doing something, but it turns out it was something else. Alright, and now we're going to have a fourth block. That's an ugly color. Let's color it something different. Pink. And now let me call it something else. The bridge. And then, you know what? I guess the hook again. Got our hook. Control drag. And then, I believe we should make a fifth block. So W for your pencil tool. Q for your pointer. Our fifth and final block will be the coda. And I'm going to call it the coda. It is not the outro, it is the coda. Alright, I'm going to make this 120 BPM. Alright, so we talked about standard pop music formula, which is introduction, verse, chorus, ABA. We got our bridge, then back to B, and then our ending, which could quite possibly just be the hook with a lot more stuff in it. But this bridge has to be incredibly contrasting. Now, if you wanted, you could actually compose the song in this block. You could compose the whole track in there, and then when you draw the block, you'd have everything ready to go. I don't like to do that because it makes things kind of confusing. So what I like to do is I like to just draw these and have a visual representation of what I'm going for. So let's see. We need to have some sort of introduction, so let me just do a basic kick roll. If you've ever listened to a lot of modern techno, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to have a kick roll. What is that, you ask? For the uninitiated, a kick roll is similar to a 4-to-the-floor kick drum pattern, only it speeds up and gets you ready for the song. Let me demonstrate this real quick. So, I'm just going to place kick drums on one of every measure. You will soon see what I mean soon enough. Alright, so let's just... That was a bit much. Okay. Perhaps I did not... here we go. That was my mistake. I should be going by these tick marks. I clearly did not go by these tick marks. Okay. Let me zoom out. Let's pay attention to these tick marks up here. 1.1, 1.2, 1.4. So every 8 squares on this grid shall be exactly 1 tick mark, which corresponds to exactly 1 beat in time. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are in 140 BPM, so that's quite fast. We basically have a standard 4-to-the-floor kick drum right now. So 2, 3, 4. Let me turn the metronome on. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the idea. Alright, so we have our 4-to-the-floor kick drum. But I want to do a kick roll. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this. Then I'm going to go to the drum window. Sorry, the tool window. Alright. We're going to go to scale tempo right here. We're going to double it. Alright, cool. So we got this. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I believe I have my... Yes, I do. My looping mechanism is turned on. Let me turn that off. Alright, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it gets faster. Then we copy that, and then we double that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da, 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 da. All right, and then we're going to... Oh, that is a problem now, isn't it? I want it to go over here, so here is what we're going to do. We're going to go up to snap. We're going to go to half bar. So let me delete this. Let me copy this. Alright. Got our half bar. And then we're going to go to our tool window and double that. And then we're going to copy that. Uh-oh. Nope. That has to get copied over. That's not going to work. So now we're going to go to our snap to grid and go 1/4 bar. Now I'm going to copy this. And yes, we're going to go back to scale tempo. Let's see what we have so far. You know what? That sounds pretty good. I don't know if I could keep going. I could keep making the grid, more complicated. But instead of doing that, I will unsnap from the grid. And I'll just simply copy that over. And you know what? I think I'll make this... I kind of like it longer. So, let me... Of course, hold on. S. This is the most important part. We need to re-snap it. Re-snap at a single bar. Otherwise, everything will get wonky. Unless you want it to. That is completely up to you. Okay, so we've got this. So we've got our kick drum, our 4 to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it just goes nuts. To the point where the kick drum is playing so fast that it ceases to be a kick drum and turns into a pure frequency. But I think it's a little too fast for me. So, let me lengthen it. We'll have this. And I'm going to... What is going on here? Let me delete that. I'm going to make this slower. So control drag. Notice when you control drag, you get this little clock symbol. That is the symbol for time stretching. If you have a rapper, they're getting ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dun, dun, dun. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That is a kick roll. I'm sure you've heard these in hundreds of songs. Alright? So, we don't actually have to have the kick roll repeat. It's a good way to get the song started. And of course, always save your track. Okay, let's start working on something. We got our click track enabled. All right, let me just make a basic drum pattern, I guess. I am just not feeling that. You know what? Let me lower the BPM. Alright, let's try this again. And let's not pay attention to what's going on here. Let's just make something first. These are guidelines. They're not hard and fast rules. It's a visual representation to help you out. Alright, let's get some kick drum going on. Alright. Time to record some drums. Sorry, that's distracting me. It doesn't have to be that loud. This was slightly confusing me. All right. There are some sounds in this kit that I'm feeling, and there are some sounds that I'm not. But you know what? Let me just start with some percussion. Sometimes it's not about what notes you play, it's about when you play them. Alright, for the bridge. Now, similar how you can't quantify scientifically feelings and emotions, you can't exactly quantify musical feeling or timing either. There is no right or wrong. There is simply what happens in the moment. Alright, so I've got some sort of semblance of what can happen during these parts of the song. So, let's see. Let me color these accordingly. All right. I'll have to apologize. I keep using the wrong mouse shortcuts because I'm so used to using my Macintosh, and I'm back at home on my Windows PC. I'm just going to call these hi-hats. Hi-hat, how you doing today? All right, let me duplicate this. This will just be the kick, I believe, perhaps. And this can be in hi-hat. A hi-hat. Alright, well, now that that kick is out of the way, we don't need any hi-hats in the kick, and we don't need any kicks in the hi-hat. So let's call this, join the clip. This is kick roll. Okay. Got a good start to our song. Rhythmically. Let me go up here. This magic plus sign where it will create a new note lane. And after this kick roll is done, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. I feel so discombobulated today. Alright, let us make a new drum pattern. Well, I certainly screwed up on the timing, but perhaps maybe just these two little measures are good enough for the hook. Remember, this is a pop song. Really, the only thing that matters is the vocals. So, you don't want to have too much going on during the hook because this is the thing that sells the song. Perhaps I could split these up later. But right now, let's not take too much time. Let's just get it done. And you know what? I'm actually kind of feeling it being slower. But I feel like that could be saved for the bridge. Or the coda, perhaps. Remember, the bridge is the contrasting part of the song. It's not I wouldn't say it's wildly different, but it is incredibly different. So, let's automate the tempo. Wrong button. Okay. right here. Okay. Right click, edit automation. Now, when you want to edit the automation, you're going to want to use a MIDI track. So click on here, and we're going to record. Go back to 140. Click on transport. There we go. Cool. Now we're recording tempo automation in the transport bar. Go back to 140. See? It was a bit of a change. Alright. Now we're going to go back to 110. See how it dipped? Alright, cool. So now we have our tempo automation. We're going to use our razor blade. Cut that, cut that, cut that, cut that. This is clearly 110 BPM. And this is clearly 140 BPM. And you know what? I'm going to color this red. This is important, but we'll keep it to the side because we will get to that later. Okay, it's clear to me that most of the song is in 140 BPM. So therefore, we'll just copy paste that. And then for the bridge, that is 110 BPM. Join that. And then, I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll go with that. We're going to go with this. Okay. Fantastic. We have our contrasting bridge, which changes BPM. And of course, don't forget, always, always, always save early and save often. Fantastic. Okay, cool. So, what do we have so far? While we're at it, let me use the tool window. We're going to extract notes to lanes. So we're going to click, make sure this is clicked. Make sure our drum loop is clicked. Hey, what do you know? We have more than one drum more than one drum sound being played in this single MIDI file. So we're going to go to our F8 tool window, go to our extract notes to lanes, and explode. Hey, what do you know? I do in fact believe that our drums have been exploded. For some reason there's 5 lanes. I can't exactly tell you why. That is strange to me. Okay, so we're going to rename this, double click it. Rename. This is the kick. Let me zoom out. It's getting all wacky when we try to rename things. I believe this is a clap. Perhaps it's a very twangy snare. No, that is in fact a clap. Okay, cool. So, we can delete these. And you know what? Maybe, just maybe, it's entirely possible that the verse just needs a different kick pattern. I don't know this for sure, but we can certainly try. Alright, let's hear this right now. Okay, cool. Let's make a different kick pattern. All right. All right, and I'm just feeling that right here. Let's not make it too complicated. We're making a standard pop song. Does it have to be good? Not exactly. I mean, if you listen to most pop songs on the radio, they kind of all sound the same. But then you could turn around and say, but, Candace, you're being part of the problem. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't know what to tell you. You gotta pay your bills somehow. Alright. Let's try to do something fun and wacky for the bridge. And before we start, notice how we have the circle on something that is not our first lane. We do not want to be recording over what we already have put down. So, just to be on the safe side, we'll just be on this one. I could be on this one. Hell, I could even be on this one, but I will choose that one. Alright, cool. If my friend Dave was here right now, he'd be laughing. It's an inside joke. Alright, here we go. Engage my QWERTY keyboard. My magic QWERTY keyboard. Let me move this back. Oh, that's good enough for me. Alright. Okay. So, I liked... Why does it do that? Why is... This zooming function on my Windows PC is so strange to me. It's so wacky. It's all over the place. What do you mean I can't use the razor blade? Okay, there we go. Q. This is obviously the end. So I'm just going to copy paste this. Alright, we can zoom out now. And we have our wonderful bridge. And you know what? Let's just... Is the clap going to even work with this bridge? Fantastic, it works. Okay, cool. Alright. I do in fact believe we can turn this metronome off. Because the drums are the symbolism of timing. So these are no longer needed. And then look at all these lanes. We got to do so much cleanup with this. We don't need 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 this. And now let me right click, duplicate device and tracks. The clap needs to be its own separate entity. So we're going to get rid of this clap. And now that we have the kick as its own thing. What do you mean it's the kick copy? There's only one single kick. Alright, here we go. I do believe that some recoloring is in order. These should be yellow. And these should be yellow. And this should be some sort of pink. All right. Okay, well, let's listen to what we have so far. We got an introduction, we got a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, and a coda. You know what, let's just... I've got a good idea. How's about I take the crazy wacky part of this and I just let it loop over. It might suck, but you don't know till you try. Okay, so let's just play this. We got the rapper getting ready to rap. They go, yeah, yo. Shout out to my homies. Stuff that rappers do. Okay, I've made a grave mistake. Clearly, the verse and the hook need to be switched. Because this just sounds cooler. And so I don't get confused. These gotta go. Alright, so let's just... Yes, of course. Yes, those sound cooler. And this sounds more of like a hook. And I don't think they're long enough. So let me extend. See what I mean? Trial and error. There's going to be a lot of trial and error. All right, here we go. Join these clips. All right. Now, obviously, these are going to have to get moved down the line. First chorus, verse, then the bridge. Do you see why it's important to not copy-paste into the block mechanism? That's why I use these as visual placeholders. You never know. Because if you copy-pasted it into this, that would have been infinitely frustrating. Alright, let me see. So this bridge needs to be... This bridge needs to be copied. Copy. Oh yeah, that's for the coda. I might as well just color that the coda. And then move this over here. And we haven't even gotten to other instruments either. We've just done the kick drum, or the drums in general. Alright. I'd say it's coming along. And here's what I want to do now. The very end of this right here, I'm going to cut this right here. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to use my pencil tool. Make a little pencil. And make a little dot over here. So here's what I'm going to do. Type in value. 110. Take this other looping automation point. 140. We're going into 140 anyways. So I'm going to automate the tempo. Because if we go from 140 back to 110, it's going to be super awkward. Like, it's going to be really ham-fisted. That's a little too short. So if we start... Uh-oh. Huh. Hold on. Let me try this again. From right around here, if we start too early, it's going to sound weird. And if we start too late, it's going to sound weird. So, you were all able to hear that, right? When we abruptly went from 110 BPM to 140, it just did not sound right. Alright, so we're going to change our value. 140. Change this value to 110. Alright. Our BPM is going to slowly ramp up now. Fantastic. Okay. Because it's cool when it just abruptly drops off from 140 to 110, but it doesn't sound good when it goes back from 110 to 140. Alright, cool. There we go. Here we are. So, let us get some sort of bass, I guess. And then a synth. It's pop music. You really don't want to complicate it. Let me just find something, some sort of thing. Some sort of bass. Maybe an 808. It doesn't have to be an 808. Oh, man, do it. Fooled again. I thought I had an 808 synthesizer on here. I do on my Macintosh, but I don't on here. I should have just used my Macintosh. That's on me. I take full responsibility. Okay, you know what? And while we're at it, I don't think this hi-hat needs to be this high up. Alright, cool. We got some sort of bass. Huh. This is pretty aggressive sounding. Huh, cool. I don't know, do I want pick or do I want finger? Let's just roll with it. Let me cut out some frequencies real quick. I don't want it to interfere with the kick drum, so I'm going to cut off anything below 40 hertz. Just so it really cuts through the mix. Maybe cut off anything above. That kind of cuts into the character, but you know what? Maybe right around 1 BPM. Sorry, 1 kilohertz. 1 kilohertz. Cool. That should do the trick. Alright. Let me... You know what? Instead of coming up with a cool and complicated bass line for this, let's just copy this. Where does it start playing? E. Okay. Little strange, but I will roll with it. E1. Huh. Let me unsnap. We can have a little longer notes. It's okay that the bass kind of goes nuts when there's that long roll. I kind of like the kick drum to play louder anyways. Okay, so we've got some sort of intro, and I'm just going to noodle around. Once again, you go to this plus sign, make a new lane, and I'm just going to play something. It's going to be all white keys, so obviously this is going to have to be a natural minor. What am I going to play? I don't know. We're just going to probably stick with the first bottom octave. Hey, it's pop music. You really don't have to put too much thought into it, because Taylor Roan is going to be singing about how she had to break up with her boyfriend, and she cried about it, so she went to Starbucks in her private jet. It's pop music, yeah! We are never, ever, ever getting back together. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. California girls like to party. Alright, let's see how that sounds. Okay, there's clearly some issues with the timing. That can be fixed. Don't worry about it. In fact, give me a short moment and I will fix the timing. Okay, it's a little awkward, but don't worry. Once we get in a secondary synthesizer and some vocals, it will make sense. Of course, we already have drums 100% quantized to the grid. I really feel like having some wonky off-kilter bass would really help. Of course, do not forget to re-snap to the grid. If you don't, it will make your life an absolute living hell. Okay, so we got our base. Base. Rename this to base roll. Color it. I don't know, orange? No, wait, you know what? Let's color it to dark blue, because these are dark blue. Let's try to make everything uniform. Alright. Since we're on that subject, let's make this Kelly green as well. Alright. So, we've got... We're starting to come up with a pretty cool song. Now we need some sort of bridge. And you know what? It's pop music. You don't have to put too much thought into it. 4 Swedish dudes in a basement have been making 90% of all pop songs since the 1970s. I'm not saying you shouldn't try, but it's pretty hard to shake people from the slick current styles that are dominating the Billboard charts. So you know what? F. I'm just going to jump octaves. Does it sound cool? Does it sound kind of ugly? I kind of hate it. Let's roll with it. We went a little nuts there, but it's A-OK. Quantize is your friend. At least I'm trying new things. The same can't be said for generic sad Canadian rapper who is sad because he's rich. Problems with women and relationships. You know who I'm talking about. He is, in fact, not like us. He's not like us. Some even might say he's a certified lover boy. Alright. Let's check the mix. I think this bass is way too high up in here. I hope we're not clipping. Yeah, we're clipping. And you know what? Since I'm on a tangent here and I want to be lazy, let me see if I can just... here we go. A-list power chords. There we go. 1, 4, 5. We don't need anything else. We don't have to try. Why should we even try? Guitar. Remember what I said? Kick, bass, and some sort of melodic instrument. I have no idea how this thing works. Yeah, go figure. I've got all these... I've got years of experience, and I don't know how some of my equipment works. Let's hope that it's not clipping. I hope we're not clipping. classic power chord. Alright, you know what? Let me... I might be a little crazy for aggressively clipping out all that bass, but you know what? I'm sorry. I like bass more. We're in the key of A natural minor. So, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4. Seven, 6, 5, 4. Let's just start off with 1 and 5. It's a pop song. That's just how it goes. Okay, we just did straight up the most boring, most run-of-the-mill, most paint-by-numbers chord progression of all time. Let me get my razor blade tool. And this is good enough. Actually, no, it's not. Let me quantize this. And there we go. We went from 5 to 1. I know some music theory nerds are probably going to have an absolute fit with me not making sure that one of them is lowercase or capital, or I don't know. Someone's going to have a problem with something I do, no matter what I do. Big theme in my life. I didn't even get to finish typing it up. You've heard this like a million times in almost every single pop song ever. Well, somewhat of a variation of it. 5 to 1, 4, 5, 4, 1. We're in the key of A. It just makes sense. Let me copy this over. And then we got, I don't know, just stab. Guitar stab. It's a guitar stab. Alright, dark blue. I would say that our generic pop song is coming along. Alright. What do we got so far? How did my looping mechanism get turned back on? Who turned my looping mechanism back on? That is strange. ever so slightly irksome. That is just so jarring and out of nowhere that I'm just gonna roll with it. I kind of want to do like a little synthesizer and it goes doot 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 and goes all crazy, but I don't know. It feels right. If it feels right, I'm gonna do it. And we can see that. Hello, hi. You're supposed to end right here. I see. Well, therefore, if it doesn't end properly, then it's gonna have to get replaced. Alright, fantastic. What are we gonna do for the coda? Who can really say? I'll figure that out later. Or I can figure it out now. I obviously have other guitar loops in this mechanism. This is such a strange device. Let me look at it one more time. Style phrases. Then I gotta go back up. What? Standard phrase. That is weird. Why don't I change the patch? Or I could just, before I do anything, let me just duplicate this. I don't want to screw it up. We got a good thing going. Got guitar 2 underscore 2. I just need something for the bridge, or perhaps the coda. Take a look at this slightly confusing guitar machine. All right, Stadium Rock. You know what? Let's drop the D and have bite and have metal and have maximum push and latch and doubling and no reverb and no echo, 100% thrust. And now let's see where it takes us. I kind of don't like that. Whatever, I'll take it. It's a little odd sounding, but I'll just roll with it. That's good enough. That is good enough for me. And if that doesn't want to loop over... Ah, I see. There we go. Cool. We're good. Appears we have something messed up with this. Stadium Rock. Oh no. Okay, well, it's not the original thing we played, and somehow we screwed up massively, but that's okay. I'll just roll with it. I don't want to change it anymore. Tell you what, instead of having to change it, why don't we just copy-paste? Fantastic. Okay, cool. And I'm just going to take guitar number 2, and I'm going to make it even worse sounding. I'm going to make it sound like a terrible telephone. That's right. I want it to sound bad. On purpose. Am I crazy? I just might be. But you can't stop me. You know what? I'm going to pan these 25% left and right. Oh yeah, we're going here. We are gonna go here, and we're not leaving. The train has left the station, and you are stuck on this bus. Welcome to the freak show. Yes. Happy accidents, as they say. Who turned my... What? Who turned my metronome back on? This is madness. I don't know who keeps turning things back on. These can get turned down. These can get turned down way. Nothing matters as much as the bass. Alright, now if you excuse me, I need to do a little bit of engineering. And by engineering, I'm just going to cut out the lows on this kick drum and make them extra fat. Like, super fat. Oopsie, we're clipping. Let me turn that down. Okay. We are coming up on a pretty good song so far. I would say it's a pretty good song. Call me crazy, but I think I should switch these around. Razor blade tool. And hey, you remember earlier how we had that red piece of MIDI? Whatever happened to that? Must be somewhere. I think it's somewhere. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, I've got you now. let's take this and extend it. Double click this. We're at 140 right now. Over here. Now this is going to be a little nutso, but I think, actually this is a bit much. How about like 30? Cool. We like slow down. I don't think it needs to be that slow. How about we just do a little slow down at the end? Okay. So similar to how we sped up, we're going to slow down. Cool. And we haven't even gotten to the lyrics. We're just going to call this coda. Alright, and of course with the coda, everything has to be colored pink because it's the coda. We're going to pinkify the world. Sorry, Charlie. It's pink summer now. Even though it's in the middle of November. Okay. Now, as far as lyrics are concerned, I'm not sure what I would use for lyrics. I've got a good friend, Lucas. He hasn't done his homework yet. Maybe this will inspire me to write about Lucas. Some of the best songs are inspired by real life. And I'm slightly disappointed that he's not doing his homework. So, you know what? Give me a short moment. I will record and craft some lyrics. And at the end, we will play them. And we'll all have a good time. Students, welcome back. Last time, we made some beats. And today, I also made a beat. But now there are vocals. And here's what I'm going to do. So, let me just put some labels on this. Alright, I am bearing my soul to you all. Similar to the introduction to recording vocals, vocal production technique, I have pretty much done zero engineering to my vocals because it would be unfair to you to try to do all this cool stuff and make me sound awesome when you're all beginners and you don't have a lot of experience with this. I don't want to make you feel inadequate. So I want to have an even playing field here. I want to show you what I've done before I do any effects. So I've done some recording with a standard dynamic microphone. I did some backing vocals. Let me just label these. Now you'll notice that I'm going to do some weird stuff over here in the coda. It's going to sound weird, but I will affect it later. I want you to hear it first. This might sound weird. This might sound cringe. It's A-okay. I'm sure some of your favorite musicians, some of your favorite rappers sounded terrible when they first started. I made this in a very ham-fisted and hasty manner. I am not going to lie. This was done very fast. If it sounds bad, perhaps we can work on this and make it better. But this is what I have so far. I have an introduction, I have a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, and hook. Coda. So, A, B, C, B, E, or D. So, not dissimilar to most pop songs. Alright, here we go. I gave you fair warning. Here are my raw vocals. And this one goes out to my dearest friend, Lucas, on the East Coast in South Carolina. Mister, it's almost your bedtime, and I hope that you finished your homework.
Yeah.
You brought this on yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
All you had to do
Yeah.
was do your homework.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you're about to feel the wrath.
Yeah.
Son.
Yeah.
Lucas, do your homework. Why won't you do your homework? I wish you would do your homework. Lucas, why won't you do your homework? You brought this on yourself. Skull emoji. Bruh, I'm skull emoji. Yeah, I'm skull emoji. Bruh, I'm skull emoji. Bruh, I'm skull emoji. Bruh, I'm so skull emoji. Bruh. I'm skull emoji. Bruh. All you had to do was do your homework. All you had to do was do your homework, but you wouldn't do it, so you failed all your classes. Lucas, I'm begging you, Lucas. Skull emoji. Bruh, I'm skull emoji. Skull emoji. Bruh, I'm skull emoji. Skull emoji. Bruh, I'm skull emoji. Bruh. And I'm like, bruh, I'm so skull emoji. All I wanted to do was hang out with you and Aspen in the clubhouse, but now I can't, Lucas, because you didn't do your homework, Lucas. Now it's all over, Lucas. Skull emoji, bruh, I'm skull emoji, bruh, skull emoji, bruh, I'm skull emoji, bruh, skull emoji, bruh, I'm skull emoji, bruh, and I'm like, bruh, I'm so skull emoji. Lucas, do your homework, do your homework. Lucas, do your homework. Why won't you do your homework? Okay, you're probably all rolling your eyes, you're probably all shaking your heads right now. That's okay. We're all used to hearing 100% clear, clean, finished, polished pop songs. You're seeing how the sausage is made. Sometimes it's a little off-putting. That's okay. This is a learning experience for all of us. So you know how I did my little voice lowering? We're going to do some fun stuff with my voice right now. I'm going to click this. You see up here? We got our transpose right here. We can make this higher or lower. So let's use our razor blade tool, quite possibly unsnap from the grid. Let's find the good parts. Or, you know, we can just do it in a terrible fashion. And then, you know what? Let's just do this. +2, -2, minus, I don't know, 4. And then this can just be all the way -12. This is going to affect the pitch, and it's going to sound weird and wacky and fun, but that's what we're here for. We're here to have fun. Where did it go? There we go. There it is. Why won't you do your homework? Not exactly the sound effect I'm going for, but we could always make it a little more extreme. It could always be much more extreme. Yes. Let's try this. It's going to be a little insane. That's not exactly the cool effect I wanted, I'll roll with it. Let me time stretch this then. We're having fun here. And you know what? This kick drum's gotta go. The vocals are now dictating the direction of the kick drum. Alright. It's clear to me. Make sure to, please, for the love of all that is good in this world, re-snap to grid. Now it is clear to me that I believe the verses and the choruses should probably have their own processing. So, that's just me. You don't have to do it this way, but it sure helps. So, I like to call this one just hook. And I guess this could just be vocals. Regular vocals. Alright. I'd say it's coming along pretty good so far. Alright. So, we have for all intents and purposes, a fully finished song. I believe this concludes part 1 of our standard pop song. Now, let us get into more audio engineering with part 2. So stay tuned for part 2.